right, let's do this. This is the Sori's twins. Dexter is back.
Dexter Returns.
Dexter Returns, my dark passenger.
My dark passenger?
You sound like you're possessed or something.
Miami.
Dexter Morgan.
Blood. We were just talking about Dexter because Dexter was on my top 5 TV characters list. You should check out that video after you watch this. Dexter is an icon. The show is iconic. The character is an icon. Michael C. Hall is amazing. You might know about Dexter and never went to watch Dexter. You should watch Dexter.
I mean, the binge sessions that we were on, the late night screaming at
This
finales.
is the show that you watch late at night and keeps you up, and you look at the clock and it's 4 a.m. and you're in this just dark, ominous place, and all you're thinking, you're just worried about Dexter.
Obviously now we're in reboot season. Everybody's doing a reboot. I get excited about reboots, and a lot of times I get confused about reboots.
Yeah.
But the Dexter announcement has me very excited, mostly because this is probably the most hated finale of a series
it's
of
crazy
all
because
time.
just like another popular show, Game of Thrones, maybe the most popular show of all time, another big time show that people were highly
Very
dissatisfied with the ending.
Dexter deciding to come back is huge, and it's a huge response to the fans who people really went off.
Yeah,
about
this was one of the big shows with a big dissatisfying ending for most fans. So we're reading about like the showrunner Clyde Phillips, who was the showrunner before, and I guess he's coming back. And he's saying like the first 8 years still happened. They're not gonna come in and like say, oh, all of that was a dream. So we're gonna kind of go at the 5 things that we absolutely need to see in this new season of Dexter.
There are things about this show that you can't do a reboot without. And honestly, one of the first things that came to mind were just some familiar faces. Like, if Masuka's still alive and kicking, I want to see him somewhere.
My subconscious has been exposed.
Like, a lot of people died in Dexter that we obviously won't see, but, Angel Batista. Like, I need that Miami flavor, you know what I mean?
And it would be nice to get at least one, like, familiar face. Usually you have that. There's someone who's related to or connected to one of the prior characters.
Yeah, well, that should go into the other thing we're kind of curious about is, where are his kids? The last time we saw Dexter, he was in the middle of nowhere, like wearing a flannel and chopping wood. So we don't really know exactly what his status is. Like, does he even see his kids? Like, is he paying child support at least? Like, what's the status on the kids? Like, where are your birds?
And what are they doing? Like, Harrison is like a whole Homelander son situation. Like, are you checking in to make sure he's not growing up to become like his father? Like, I'm wondering truly how much his kids will kind of play a factor in this next part, because they're out there. I mean, he had children.
And don't forget about the stepkids, Aster and Cody. Where are the kids in all of this? Because honestly, those kids saw a lot. We're definitely gonna need to get a check-in on them.
We definitely need the same exact intro. If I hear anything other than the
they could use the same graphics too, for all I'm concerned. It could be the same
I need the same
exact
intro. I need the same intro. Period. Take me back to where it began.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun.
I'm curious and, hopeful to see what Dexter's new life looks like. I mean, if he's still out in Nebraska or Montana or wherever he is, and time has passed, he obviously, creates some kind of new environment for himself.
Yeah.
Like, who is he
What's he
hanging
been
around?
doing?
Like, has he
What has
just
he been doing,
like eating
Dexter?
Reuben sandwiches and just going to work every morning? Like, I want to know what he's been doing.
Yeah.
And that leads into, kind of the final thing that we talked about, which was like, are you still killing people? Like, is he on hiatus from that? I mean, because he worked all those seasons really to work on that dark passenger and figure out why he was the way he was. So, like, did he figure out how to tame it? And now we're gonna see him get back into it. Is he still doing it because it is so much a part of him?
It's like on the low, and then he seems like he's been living this normal life, and then we find out he's still at it, still on the job. He's either fighting it or he's still doing it, and we see that despite the fact that it looks like he's been living a normal life, he's still the same. or he has kind of accomplished it, and then someone's gonna come along who's got a 9-year-old in their basement and try it, and the return of Dexter will truly happen. He'll get the apron back out, and we'll get right back to it.
Right back to it. Somebody's something, or somebody will trigger
Someone's
him.
gonna trigger him. Don't let it be someone messing with his kids. Yeah, that's like an interesting complex to it too. Are we still gonna kind of see the contrast of hero-villain Dexter? Is that the same dynamic that they're going for, right? Like, are they gonna give him more of a redemptive ending or more of a kind of darker ending? Like, what is the plan for how they close the chapter? Because they're saying that the main reason Michael C. Hall was willing to come back is because he wasn't even satisfied with the ending. So
it's a lot of pressure, but this is a show that I think is worth coming back. I also want to say, for the mise-en-scène purposes of it all, I would like to see Dexter return to Miami. I think Miami is a very crucial part of that show.
The location is huge for that show.
And wherever he is, he needs to make his way back to Miami, because I think that is a core aspect of the show that I enjoyed, and people probably just subconsciously enjoyed. You know, it's Miami. It's warm weather, the Versace mansion. Like, it's Miami.
Miami is a great town. I love the Cuban food. Pork sandwiches, my favorite.
I wonder if Dexter's using a different name and all that. Like, is he on his Joe stuff? By the way, this is not Joe from You. Dexter is a more calculated, sophisticated, individual. Joe is just out of his mind.
Yeah, I'm very excited about Dexter.
Well, we know who we're not going to see.
Deb?
Jesus. Maria La Huerta.
Maria La Huerta.
Yeah, Detective Maria La Huerta.
Ooh, she was a mess. She got into all of just the wrong situations. She was just always in some mess.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So all Dexter fans, if you're excited, if you have predictions, things that you guys want to see, just leave them in the comments. So just look out for Dexter content. We are like loyal Dexter fans. So our channel and our content will incorporate Dexter, period. Everything moving forward about Dexter, you'll see this most likely. To be honest, Joe from You is kind of like a bootleg version of
Listen,
Dexter.
if you know Joe you've been watching You and haven't watched Dexter, you need to do your research.
Dexter paved the way for crazies like Joe.